Yo, what's good, guys? This is probably gonna be my first YouTube video. I know it's a pretty old GT, but I don't know, it was close to a top 200 and I don't know, games were actually decent. Not the best, but decent. I felt like it was worth sharing with y'all. So yeah, here it is. Okay, my intention was playing this match very steady, patient. Not really gonna go for stupid picks or stupid plays, knowing yet pretty much a very heavy deck. Matter of fact, I just cycled a lot of spells on his towers. And bro actually hits me with the play of the year. Call him the back after IQ. I say screw everything and go with pigs. I was expecting him to defend this, and I was like, alright, I can just cannon, defend one side. He doesn't really end up defending. He's just gonna go all in, which I end up defending, thankfully, because of the trick I pulled. I think I would have never defended without Divas, I wanna be honest, and also without that trick. I kind of overcommitted a bit with the cannon and everything else, but it was okay. He didn't really have a lot of troops to actually support the going with after the Lumberjack and the Dark Prince. I'm basically just gonna cut the game here. He's just gonna desperately trying to get damage, and he will never get more than like I think 500 damage, 700 damage, because I kind of failed an evil Lumberjack defense. Alright, next game against fans' favorite. Just Giant Lightning again. This GT was pretty much populated by Giant Lightning. I'm pretty sure this guy is actually Hanehane, the Japanese content creator. But I don't know why. Maybe just because his name is similar or something like that. Anyway, gameplay is still gonna be pretty passive. You're gonna just see me cycling logs, EQs, everything, but not pigs at the bridge. Because Giant the back, I go Queen the back immediately, so she can walk up nearby to the river and avoid giving him lightning values. He's just gonna go for like the same push over and over again. He goes Giant Prince, he goes Bomber, he also gonna Reap, I think, a Lumberjack after this at the bridge, trying to kill my Queen. So he basically played 4 of his best cards to push. His hand is basically, as you can see, spells and Mega Minion, which is terrible. It's still gonna defend pigs, but you're still gonna get damage, as you're about to see. Like, he wasted 7 elixir, still gets like 500 damage. I was even a little bit up by an elixir, I guess it was like 1. So yeah, you just take the EQ value, cycle the EQ. To clean up a bit my cycle, my hand and everything. And I'm not really gonna get punished for that. I go for a Queen a little bit higher this time, just to avoid giving him again lightning values. And I think he's just gonna like do the play of the century and sacrifice an evil Lumberjack. Well, I mean, it's not actually that bad. My Queen's gonna get definitely killed. But I don't know, it's... You could have supported it way better. I feel like he would have gotten like a lot of damage here. I go with Delivery and then late Skellies for a very simple reason. Just wanna be unpredictable. I also am a bit cocky with this push and go like with 10 elixir at the bridge, predicting also the Bomber. And I knew I was going for a very huge push. I still think it was worth it though. I never play the Queen. I think I still hover over her in case he wants to play a Lightning, but yeah, he doesn't really end up doing that. Going again for a pre-cannon, making sure, yeah, to just have one on the board. Queen very up high, just to, yeah, just cancel everything he has on the bridge. I can't really play my cannons in the middle, otherwise the ghost is just gonna melt them, so I'm kinda forced to play them up high. And I'm also pretty sure that one ghost hit is gonna be like all the damage that is ever gonna get the whole game. Which is insane to me. Like, I know PXQ is basically 100 and 0, at least some people say that. I feel like it's more of a 60-40, no, actually a 70-30. because you can still get overwhelmed in triple. Well, if they understand they gotta survive triple. I go for a queen, which I still think he can lining. I want him to get the bait. He's going for the last push. I don't know why he actually gave up and didn't really play a rage or saw or like, predicting my Skellies there. He just gives up. Alright, next guy. We are against Seth. He had pretty solid banners, I mean finishers. So I was expecting him to be very good and running like something that required a bit of skill, I don't know, something like that, which as soon as I saw Skellies, I was like, alright, this guy's running Pixie. Because like most of the cards in this GT were banned, and there weren't literally like that many choices about decks. I kinda let the Ice Spirit go, they really have the best cycle, and I totally want to log an Ice Spirit when he has pigs. So I ended up taking like 400 damage, kinda getting a bit of a counter push, but still wins the damage trade. By like 200, which is not like a lot, it's still like pretty much an EQ, but it's still annoying. I go for a set of pigs on my own. I was not expecting that Ice Spirit to work, to kinda mess up his pull. But actually ended up working and forced out also a queen. I go for an early delivery because I can force the ability out from the queen and I don't really struggle to defend her. And I was expecting him to spam pigs at 0 to be fair, though it would have been like a terrible play for him. Not that bad, but wouldn't have really changed a lot. I was already prepared with Skellies and anti-EQ cannon, which I end up doing here. Doesn't even waste the EQ. I think he was probably expecting that. I think a pig still gets a nibble, yeah, on the right. Then I can pretty much reset from the back with a queen. I kinda go for a delivery, because like pigs were out of cycle. I kinda wanna clean my cycle up a bit. I go for Skellies to kinda win the trade off the queen and maybe get a shot. But he somehow actually wins the trade. I just tank with the piggies. I go for an anti-EQ cannon. He somehow kinda spams everything into my Q. So I actually take the momentum lead and keep spamming, forcing out his Evos and his delivery, which was actually pretty good. I was expecting a set of pigs of his own, because he was down like 1k damage. That's why I went for a queen in the middle. He kinda goes for a terrible queen. He should have gone for like a queen pretty much up high, and avoid giving me like this much of a spell value on the queen and the tower. I use 3-card cycle, I go for a delivery and Skellies pretty soon, just to get back. I kinda know that like Evo Ice, Cannon and Log deals pretty well with pigs, so I wasn't really scared. From this point on, I mean, you're done 1k damage, you're just wasting both of our time. Like, you are not coming back from like a pretty much a 1k damage lead. Alright. I feel like he was playing Giant Graveyard, and not even 10 seconds into the game, and he already BMs. I already knew this game was going to be pick as soon as it started BMing. I just EQ first play, nothing much I could have done with that hand. Plus, well, Expo was banned with his GT, so I was pretty okay with that. His nobles, we just cycle spells for the first 30 seconds. As soon as I saw Musketeers, I was like, okay, this is Giant Graveyard, I'm gonna play very passively. Even though I still feel like kinda wanna prioritize something like Big Split, making them waste things, but he was doing that for me. I take the chance and go with pigs, and actually get quite decent damage. EQ plus the pigs pretty much did 700 and a little bit less than 800 damage. Plus the queen kinda chipped down the bowler. I love cycling a lot of like pre-cannons, Because I mean, I can't really get punished and I can actually cycle back to it very, very fast. Both of us are gonna be playing pretty passive in single. Well, it's actually the correct playstyle from him. You just wanna cycle to your Evo Mask at first. He goes for the Giant in the back. I just lock the Muskie to keep my queen a little bit healthier and alive. I go for an instability, expecting him to go like, I don't know, some guards or something, which he doesn't end up doing. He goes for a Graveyard, which I defend quite easily with a good EQ, but a very early delivery, which didn't really end up, I don't know, punishing me that much, but it was still 2 shots that I probably could have avoided or something like that. Not a big deal though. He doesn't really have a Giant, so I don't really want to play my queen instantly. Matter of fact, I go for like Skellies, Log, EQ, Spirit, and only then I go for the queen. When he goes with the Giant, I think I'm gonna cycle back to my Log instantly. Yeah, just to get back to my Skellies and actually make him, yeah, keeping my queen alive. I go again for like a lot of like EQ delivery. I go with like a lot of EQ cycle because I got the trigger cycle, and I know I'm pretty confident on getting back on that in time, which I actually do. Kind of a, I would say, not really a overspend. Yeah, not really an overspent Spirit. It's just like I was kind of playing this game for the cheap damage, which I don't know. You kind of want to go for Peak Split in this matchup. I still think they're good, but I really want to give him some bowler value. I would much rather make him waste the bowler at the bridge, which I think he ends up gonna do. Very early delivery by me, but I still defend somehow without taking too much damage. He just arrows my father. I have Elixir like that and for no reason at all. Next boss is gonna be Evo. Let's go again with the queen in the back. And I think in like this or the next push is just gonna like rip a bowler at the bridge. He's not going for the Graveyard, so I was like, alright, let me just EQ cycle again. Bowler, he's eating my tower, queen is still alive, and I think I'm gonna predict his Evo Mask here with like Skellies, Spirit and hits. I go for Log EQ, he didn't really have bowler in cycle, and basically get the game. I don't know, about this game I still feel like I should have gone for more Peak Split, when he would have like, I don't know, Giant the back, but I don't know, I feel like the cycle didn't really allow me to go like that. Okay, I think this is gonna be the last game. It's actually a pretty good matchup. I personally think 2 key factors in these matchups with Peak EQ are mainly being able to abuse Tricard Cycle, especially on the Log and the Delivery, because they're the 2 most predominant spells that you're gonna use to defend, and actually abuse even worse the EQ value on mainly princesses, gangs, and whatever can get value. I don't know, I feel like some people actually just find bait annoying and don't really know how to deal with it. So, here's the gameplay. This is like classic Log bait, but instead of Inferno and Rocket, he's playing Cannon and Dark Goblin. About this matchup, I still think it's not really pretty free, but it's actually a very solid matchup, even at like 75-25 or 80-20 for Piggies. But I still think they can actually win or like be very annoying with the cannon.
Gotcha.
For the rest of the game, it's just gonna be me playing defense and kinda counter pushing with the queen. Because I know he has like Princess and Dart plus Cannon, so I'm kinda sure he doesn't really have a Rocket. Like normally if they play a Spirit, they definitely don't have a Rocket. go for a prediction ability on his High Spirit. I think as I go back to my IQ and everything, I kinda want him to avoid getting like out-cycled and not having my spells. I still apply pressure, I don't want him to waste. I really want him to use the Evo Barrel, which I end up doing quite well, but he's still defending pretty well here, not gonna lie. I predicted that with the Queen. I was actually locked in this GT, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna let the Queen die. Yeah, and just Evo Cannon on the Princess. Oh, definitely. I think I'm gonna Evo Cannon up high. Yeah, pretty much nuke everything. Also go for an EQ. No way I'm letting that value slide. At this point, if you don't win like in single or something like that, it's gonna be rough for double and triple. I start again with a Queen in the back. I speed just to avoid the damage. I mean the splash. Gonna go with just Skellies and the Queen, because I wanted to save a bit for the EQ. And actually, also go for a prediction log, right? Yeah, let's go for a prediction log. Getting me like a few nibbles. Ability just destroys the knight. Get a few damage. On the right too. I think I still go with Piggies and Evo Ice on the left, yeah. Keep applying the pressure when you have the Evo Barrel. I don't know, I feel like that's the correct play. You don't really wanna let him breathe when they have the Evo Barrel. Kind of a late ability, but it's still decent. Defends everything. I think I go Skellies the back, or okay no, I cycle the log and use the 3-card cycle to get back to my log ASAP. I think I just ignore, yeah, I just go for an EQ in case he wanted to late cannon. Sack a bit of damage and get a huge amount of damage. He was kinda holding on for a bit on his like barrel. So it's understandable he kinda raged and spammed it at 0. Somewhat like that. And from this point on, well I don't even need to go in, but I just wanted to avoid messing up my cycle somehow. He wasn't even actually like that bad, he kinda woke up at the end of the game. I don't know what those Skellies were, I should've just put them up high. Like in front of the tower. I think I also BM'd this guy, because I was like actually pretty mad that he kept stalling the game. He had well played. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time.